The McKnight Foundation, in partnership with Uganda Martyrs University, the Center for Ecosystems Research and Development, Popular Knowledge Women's Initiative, and Ateker Transformation for Sustainability Initiative, is implementing a project to develop agroecology markets for circular and solidarity economy. The project, implemented in the 5 districts of Teso Sub-region in eastern Uganda, builds on past initiatives to mobilize key actors to envision what agroecology markets might look like.
We did a study in the Teso region about agroecology markets. So we reached various markets and we studied the situation, but there was no clearly designated agroecology markets. Yet there was need for people to access safe food. So McKnight came in to support a project of co-learning and co-creation or co-creating the transitioning to agroecology catalyzed by access to markets. That is how this project started.
The project analyzes opportunities and options of setting up agroecology products market outlets for FRNs and other agroecology producers and work with relevant actors to set them up.
This project was approved in December 2023, and we started implementing it from January 2024. And with partnership of the Center for Ecosystems Research and Development and the Popular Knowledge Women Initiative, PKWI, and the Ateker Transformation and Sustainability Initiative, both of those are on ground in Soroti. The project is focused on ensuring transitioning to agroecology 100% through supporting markets and their vending systems. So what we have done so far is to assess what is on ground in the Teso Sub-region, in the districts of Parisa, Bukedea, Kumi, Angora, and Soroti.
The project made a baseline survey to establish how agroecological the region is and sensitize the communities on agroecology and agroecology markets.
We established the baseline, what is there, what has so far been done, how agroecological are they by doing what they do. And that has given us a way of identifying gaps and addressing them.
CERD was involved in the foundation of sensitizing the agroecology business network about understanding, first of all, agroecology, because some of them did not understand exactly what agroecology is. So we had the first workshop in March to help them get a clear understanding of agroecology and then also help them to know whether what they are doing is actually agroecology. And if they brought those things to the market, consumers will appreciate that actually these are agroecological products.
So in the community, people may not know the value. But when you go to urban centers, people know the value and this is their preference. They even prefer this way than when it is fresh. Because one, you can buy it, you keep in the house, it doesn't go bad.
The very first gap that we identified was the lack of an agroecology market. And we have gone out there to find out exactly what could that sort of market look like. And in a co-learning and a co-creation way, working together, we came up with an understanding of a community-based shop as being the best agroecology market shop.
Konyalo tengo ngena itojo karengo Agroecology jange na isana ni so kapi sena kineteso baka ikwana jada ta pedor gure na beti da pre konai asom apolo kya bune ngoda ikita kina jai du ke poai ipoi gore poa nene poya kokoro poye muchere poya tapa poa kuaini.
Working with agroecology business networks and other key partners in agroecology, the project reviewed various agroecology business models to adopt the most appropriate model for the region.
We reviewed very many models, and from those models, we did a report. The report was shared, but after that, we also developed a publication from that report. The publication, the paper is already submitted to the International Journal of Environmental Sustainability. And from that review, after the report, we came up with the EquiAgro, a gender-inclusive agroecology business model. Now, that model, we are currently using it again to monitor them because it is the model that we agreed with them to apply in their agroecology business shops. So we are following up the indicators there. We find out what are they doing about it is socio-economic and it has socio-economic and environmental aspects. And then it has different along the value chain. The producers, the processors, the restaurants are also consumers, and then the marketeers. So we look at those indicators in that model which was co-created with them.
The food which we sell in our restaurant, we get food from our fellow farmers who practice agroecology.
The project has trained farmers on financial literacy and record keeping, where it developed a manual for financial management.
During the process of monitoring and collecting data from the agroecology shops, we realized that the members, the farmers, the shop owners, agroecology businesses are lacking record books. So also record training in record taking. So we said let us provide for them record books so that we can train them on taking records when they also have a book.
Through the regional-based partner Ateker Transformation for Sustainability initiative, the project has facilitated self-assessment to the agroecology businesses in the region.
ATSI, as a partner, working with PKWI, UMU, and then CERD, our role is to coordinate some of the activities for the AEBN that is in Soroti. We have 2 AEBNs there. We have been mandated to do the AE self-assessment, that is the agroecology self-assessment of the businesses that are there. And of course, we have the 4 different categories of the businesses. That's the producers, the processors, the marketeers, and then the restaurant owners. Those are the consumers. And so far, we have done an assessment with about 350 businesses that's across the 4 AEBNs. The successes that we have so far made is that that we have been able to round off most of the businesses within those AEBNs, and we have seen that some people are getting or transiting towards agroecology in those businesses, and that is a plus to the project because of the sensitization that has been going on. However, we've also had some setbacks, some challenges, and I think they stem from the fact that the attitudes and the perceptions of the people are not yet right, and we're trying to correct that. So agroecology is still just in transition within these AEBNs. Many people still don't understand it very well. And when we ask the businesses to go agroecological, some of them think that we want to do organic agriculture. And so they sometimes stay back, or they fear to get into some of these practices. For example, if it is reducing on the frequency of spraying with the synthetic pesticides, they tell us that they're not doing it because they cannot do away with the synthetics as per now. And what we are trying to do to address that concern or that challenge is to sensitize them about what really agroecology is, and as opposed to organic agriculture. And so we are seeing that there's a change in the mindset and also the attitude that is being flaunted. And we are hopeful that with time, as we progress with the project, most of these people will come on board, and we'll get there.
The project has applied music, dance, and drama as part of the education, information, communication tools to sensitize the communities on agroecology and agroecology business.
In our sensitization activities, we had planned to have leaflets and posters as awareness materials. But in the process and co-learning with other implementers within Teso Sub-region, we found that music would probably make a better impact and would be more long-lasting than such materials like posters and leaflets. So we came up with the production of two songs that were produced in the studio, one in English and more for the youth, and another in Ateso and mixed with a bit of English, more for the traditional people, for the elderly. So we came up with those two, and we used them as we move around to sensitize community. The music seemed to have left a lasting impact, to the extent that even recording studios and the ICT cafes were asking for this music to have it retained in their studios for further distribution and sharing.
The project has generated a number of research papers on topical issues regarding agroecology and agroecology market systems.
The project has also come up with research papers. So far, one research paper on policy, on the agroecology policy and other policies, has been accepted by the Journal of Sustainability, Visions for Sustainability. We have also submitted one other paper which is on policy issues to Francis and Taylor. And we have two more papers expected to be submitted to other journals, and that is one on the marketing system, which includes the community shop, and the other paper which is on the vending system. So we expect to have at least 4 papers by the end of the year written and the manuscript submitted to journal.
The Faculty of Agriculture, Uganda Martyrs University, has collaborated with the project in the areas of research, training, and research dissemination.
With the McKnight funded project has been very instrumental and useful in the development of the agroecology department, especially in the collaborative area of research. This project has supported a number of students for their research, and so far, 4 beneficiaries have benefited from this support, but 2 of the students are at their advanced stage of research, and this research is in the area of agroecological markets. So the faculty identified students to fit into these research gaps, and they were supported by the McKnight Foundation project. So in this way, the project has helped to contribute very immensely to the research agenda of the department and the faculty, but also the research agenda of the project program itself.
My name is Ajorea, a student of Master of Science in Agroecology from Uganda Martyrs University. I am pursuing a Master's of Science in Agroecology, and I'm benefiting from the McKnight Foundation scholarship through their contribution to my tuition and contribution to research, to facilitate my research. My research is on exploring the feasibility of agroecological restaurants in Teso Sub-region. This research seeks to find how we can help the agroecological stakeholders in the Teso Sub-region, one, by aggregating them, bringing them into associations to be able to improve the agroecological food value chain. I am very grateful to the McKnight Foundation for sponsoring my research and contributing towards my tuition.
My name is Kichu Johnson. I'm a student of Master of Science in Agroecology of Uganda Martyrs University, and currently under a scholarship by the McKnight Foundation, which is helping and supporting me in the payment of my tuition and also in my research work. The theme of my study is perception of different agroecological systems in the Teso region, and I'm building on a topic, building sustainable agri-food vending systems of cassava in Teso region.
After co-learning and co-creation sessions, individual farmers and entrepreneurs are now transiting into agroecology.
Having worked with the agroecological business networks, there are lessons that we have really learned as farmers, and as a person who is in charge the farmer research network in this area, I have found that farmers have really changed their attitudes. They are able to understand what agroecological foods are. They are able to understand now what agroecological practices are, and they have been able to network with others that are able to come up with some other things, like they have been able to network with the groups that have got biofertilizers, and now farmers can use the biofertilizers. They have also been able to make their own compost manures that they are able to use in their farms. There is a bit of diversity going on to the extent that farmers are able to diversify not only planting crops, but they are also planting trees. And some of them are able also to do things like harvesting of water around their homes, and they are now using that water. They have also been able to introduce animals into some of their activities. So that means that a farmer can now have an all-round kind of working within the farm. And they are networking with their neighbors, they are networking with other projects, and the learning has continued to go on. And we hope that towards the end, the farmers would have really learned a lot and they will be able to manage some of their activities.
The project has been well received by the local leaders and communities in Teso Sub-region.
Also, I want to thank and my sincere greetings to McKnight Foundation, the founders of the project, for funding this project. And I don't want them only to remain here, I want them to extend in the whole district of Palisa, such that people will now come to share so many things, new things because I call these ones new things, because we have really gone far on spraying our crops. So McKnight University, you're welcome, and I need you people to come back. Your funding is very, very important for us.
So I think agroecology conversation engagement is very much needed now. We need to go on the ground, engage our farmers, engage our communities, so that we can tilt the curve that is destroying our money.
The objectives are really meant to improve the livelihoods of our people. Very much aware that 80% of our population in Uganda, where Teso happens to be part of Uganda, is very much active or engaged in the agricultural sector. It's the backbone of our economy. I think the interventions that we're making, especially in promoting agroecology in terms of business, is very important to ensure that our people's livelihoods and family economies are improved. I want to pray that after the 5 years, we should be able to convince the partners to extend the project so that the coverage of our activities is widened.